She doesn't want me to film her. Alright guys, showed you the motor there for a second. Got the Valley cover all cleaned up. We're going to give it the same treatment. Mainly because I like the way it looks. These are the intake hold downs. They're going to get candy also because the intake and I'm not using that badass aluminum intake yet. I'm going to use my one that's red right now. It's going to be black like the motor, so you'll have all this red around it. But anyway, it's time for me to get started here, and I'm going to get some candy on here. Might be some weather coming in here in a few minutes, or not a few minutes, in a little bit. And then I also have my daughter's open house to go to. So I want to get these in candy. It's supposed to be warm tomorrow. That way I clear coat them tomorrow because I plan on painting. I got some black and stuff to paint my steering column. So that's part of the plan for tomorrow. But anyway, got to get this knocked out. There we go. The candy on them. No clear yet. It'll come later. But that's it. Oh, it was super sunny earlier when I was showing the videos. Oh, we got thunder and lightning and some sirens. Alright guys, it's Friday now. Happy Friday. You ready to do this dude here? Got my parts down there. Axle's still in the truck. I gotta pull it out first, but it's about 11 o'clock I think. Spent most of the morning rounding up some tools, borrowed some from my dad. Went and hung out with him for a little bit. Then I had to go pick up, I don't know what happened to my seal puller, so went and grabbed this so I could pull some seals. Plus this pretty wicked garage protection device. Anyway, some thread locker, and I think that's about it. Thread locker, brake cleaner, free screwdrivers from everybody's favorite cheap Chinese tool house. But they did have the bearing puller and separator, so went and picked that up. I didn't have one, so went and snagged one of those, but I got to pull the rear end out, set those in there to see how it works. It's raining most of the morning, since early this morning, most of the night, last night. Starting to burn away now, so we'll see. Maybe I could do a little painting later on, depending on how far I get along with this. But so first order of business, gonna pull that out. Oh, okay. Where's the? Show you the other tools borrowed. Got us brace installer, little shim measuring device here. There you go. It's all Starrett, good stuff. And then this is for the dial indicator, checking backlash. But this is the magnet base. So plan is we're going to go ahead and pull the axle out, tear it apart. I got to take the tires off. Really bugs me when people drive by twice and look in my garage. Anyway, drives by a third time, I'll have a problem. Anyway, so we're going to pull the axle out, tear it apart. I've already had it apart once when I was diagnosing the problem, so it should come apart again pretty easy. Clean it up, and then start the disassembly and then reassembly. Got to take the ring gear off, bearings off, and everything. That book I ordered it from Randy's Ring Opinion. That's where I got my stuff too. But that book, it was a pretty smart purchase, I think, for me. Most of people say if you can assemble a motor, you can do a differential, or a standard transmission. I've done those a few times, so we'll give it a shot. But I'm gonna get to work here, break this thing apart, and bring you guys back when I got something interesting. All right, vacuum plate. So there's the axles. They're out. Most of the spider gears look good and everything. Everything moves nice. I think these, you see some rust here. They just got rusted to each other. So these bearing caps, the Z's are different way. This one's straight up and down. I don't know if it's coming through. This one's to the side, so I made a nice note of that. So I put those back in the right spot. But yeah, anyway, pull this sucker out. All right, got a mess. I got all my shims out. I got all the bearings off the carrier, wherever it is. It's right here. Got it cleaned up pretty good. When I read the book, it said that a good portion of the time you put the same shims back in, you're in good shape. So save the shims. I got new shims, but I can measure those. Got the pinion out. Well, there you go. It's too bad there's not pinion dentists, huh? Of course they cost $1 million, but so the good news is I got to do a little research. I think there's no shims on this bearing here, which means I don't have to pull it off. I got to double check though. Fortunately with the puller it'll only take a second, and this one I can use my my shop press for. So anyway, now it's time to clean up this housing good and pull. You can see that bearing down there, got to pull that out, and then got to get this race out and double check to make sure that the bearings that I got are the same. Got a little AC/DC going, that's all right. Here's my stuff. Yeah. So these look like my, oh, there's new pinion nut. Didn't know that was in there. That's cool. I think these are my carrier bearings here, and these must be the pinion bearings. This one looks like it's got a separate brace. So there you go. New bolts for the pinion gear. Here's the shims, crush sleeve, and that's probably the crush sleeve there. So anyway, we're gonna get this cleaned up a little better, get those other bearing or those other races and bearings out, and then we'll go from there. All right, so got everything apart, everything clean. Got a problem. There you go. There's my new one. There's my old one. Old one's 10 spline, new one's 29 spline. So that's the drive shaft yoke side. So I gotta order a new drive shaft yoke. I just did a bunch of phone tag, trying to find one around here somewhere. You know, like 4-wheel drive place or someplace like that. Can't find one. Everybody's got to order one, so I got to order one of those. But it's kind of a integral piece to setting everything up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and press all the bearings in, get everything ready. So as soon as I get that, I can proceed. But yeah, that sucks. But you know, what can you do? So I'm gonna go ahead and press all this stuff on. I think I'll be able to get it close without that. Trying to think. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to be able to get fairly close with that. I can at least put everything together and put the axle back in, and then once I do that, I can get that, once I get the yoke, put it all in, and see if my preload and all that stuff is correct. I can do that in the truck if need be. That's fine. That's fine with me, but my problem is right now I want to get some more stuff done, and I can't move the truck out of the garage. I want to paint some more parts, but I can't get the truck out of the garage to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble it, put the axle back together, put the axle back in the truck, and then so I can do what I want to do in case that thing takes a couple days to get here. Looks like I might be able to order it today. It might get here today, tomorrow or the next day. Tomorrow I'll be swallowed up by soccer. Sunday I have like a bridal shower or something like that, and my daughter and I have a movie date to go see the new Avengers. We like to, mainly, you know, she really likes the Marvel movies, so we go see them when they're new. It's kind of her and I thing, so it'll be fun. But and then I got all day Monday to do stuff, so if that's the case, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I wish I would have known. I called the place. Like I said, I ordered it from Randy's Ring and Pinion. You know, I'm not trying to promote them or anything, but I will say I called them, and they were more than helpful on the phone. The dude knew exactly what I was talking about. So, you know, I kind of made a suggestion. Maybe they could put it on the website, so when you order those parts, it says, "Do you need a new yoke?" you know, and so he said, you know, cool, we'll see if they can do that. But they're very helpful, so I can't fault them for that. That's my fault, my bad on this. But you know, what can you do? Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and press some bearings back on. I just got through measuring some shims, so I'm gonna press some bearings back on, and we'll go from there. I'll bring you guys back when I got something. Sorry for the big hand in the way. Notice the difference? Wife's vacuuming out her car, so hopefully you guys can hear me fine. I think you can. That's truly an open differential there. Alright, everything was going good. Everything came apart pretty good. Everything was kind of going back together good. And then I realized that this carrier is only good for 392 and up. I ordered 373s, trying to equal out the tire size differential, but this carrier is not good for 373s. Got to get a different carrier or different gears. So we're gonna go back to factory gears. We're gonna go back to some 392s and call it good, I think. That way I can use this carrier, go back together easier. So there you go. I'm outside the window to return the gears that I purchased, so I'm gonna put a brand new set of 373 Dana 44 gears up on the internet for sale. Fortunately, Dana 44 is really common, so should be able to do it. But fortunately, I figured out how to get it back together, so I get this thing back under the truck. I move the truck in and out of the garage because I got plenty else to do. I just didn't think I was gonna be able to move the truck, and I've got to be able to move the truck to paint and all that kind of stuff. So I'll throw this back under there. The only thing I truly have to do is take one bearing off of my pinion, and once I do that, I'll be able to press it on my new pinion when I get it, and we'll be able to move from there. So I'm gonna get this back under there. Overall, not a successful day as far as getting work done. Very successful day on learning experiences. So I'll throw it out there to you guys in case you guys are ever dealing with the same thing. You know, double check that carrier size before you order your gears. So, all right, guys. See you in a bit. Be good.